Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Roller Coaster Tycoon scenario time lapses. This is we're going in order, so here we are in Diamond Heights. Very classic scenario, a lot of people's favorites, at least from the classics. Yeah, it's just because I know when you first open up Roller Coaster Tycoon, at least back in the day. The very first coaster that you see is that red junior coaster that I actually I forgot what the name of that coaster was, but it's just that opening sequence. It's just like, oh, it's so good. But unfortunately, as you can see within this first 30 seconds of this video, I just deleted every single ride that was in the park. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for that, but that's always been my strategy. Even when I was like 6 years old playing this game. I don't know, just like the layout that was given to me, it was just too spread out, and then it's just hard to add in more rides between the paths. So I don't know, I just like to start from scratch and build my own stuff. Except for the shuttle loops that you kind of see me using from the existing rides. I don't know, the shuttle loop that is given to us right here, that just simple loop, it's so good. You know, you get it's a short ride and a lot of guests love it. It's an easy way to get a lot of money. I know there's a lot of like tutorial videos out there on like super small, inexpensive coasters that just have a high throughput, and it's just a nice way to get a lot of money. I haven't really done those strategies yet, but when I get to the harder scenarios, I might have to dive into doing that kind of stuff. I know as a kid, I've definitely beat every single scenario in Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, I've barely touched any of those scenarios ever. So, but yeah, I did start doing the Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 scenarios. So, we'll see. I don't know. Some of them are gonna be a mystery to me when I get there. But the Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 scenarios is just nostalgia, you know, because I've beat every single scenario at least a few times. Maybe the later scenarios just a couple times. But yeah, once we get to those farther scenarios, I'll just kind of it'll bring back memories. It's been many years. And I've also I've mentioned this before, but I still get comments asking why I don't use OpenRCT for these scenarios. I like to use the classic version of Roller Coaster Tycoon because I know I can use any tool that is given to me, and this is the tools that I had as a kid. With OpenRCT, there's so many more additional tools. You know, and I'm not even joking when I say this, but when I see people do gameplays of this in OpenRCT, they start diving into cheats and stuff, and that just defeats the purpose of trying to beat a scenario. And even things like, because like in this version of Roller Coaster Tycoon, you don't have access to the scenery deleting tool, the one that kind of like you can make a grid any size. You know, I don't personally, I kind of consider that cheating because you're doing something a lot faster than the tools that were given to you back in the day. Because in here, you can only delete a tree one by one with the shovel tool. But that's just a personal opinion. That might be a little bit nitpicky on my part, but I don't know. I like to do it the old-fashioned way. That's pretty much it. Obviously, I do have OpenRCT because I have my Mega Park series, but with the scenarios, I'm just doing the Steam version. My computer doesn't take discs anymore. I still have the discs, but I probably could get like a external disc thingamabob, whatever you call it, to play the disc version, but I don't know. I haven't touched a CD in years at this point. But man, there's so many CD games that I have that I would love to play again that I can't find online. So I don't know. That might be another day that I mess around with CDs. But anyways, yes, I deleted all of the rides so I can start from scratch. I do still like to build my own rides. Except for those shuttle loops like I mentioned, because it's not really worth it just to build the exact same thing. I could have made one myself, but it would have been like the exact same thing, just like a simple loop, and that's all you need to get a lot of guests in your park. I built 2 of them right off the bat. But I would say also, as a kid, I would do a fair share of the pre-built rides just to save a little bit of time. And I love a lot of those pre-built rides. The wooden coaster. As a kid, I pronounced it mischief, but I pronounced it mischief because I didn't know how to say things when I was 8 years old. I just love that roller coaster from the wooden roller coaster pre-built ride. And then wood chip is obviously a classic one too, but yeah, they're all so good. But anyways, this is just another normal scenario. I got to get to a park value of 20,000 at the end of year 3. But just to make it a little challenging, just for funsies, I decided to make the entire map into a desert. So gradually towards the end of the video, mostly towards the last half of this video, I transform all of the grass into sand, and I get rid of most of the trees. I just kind of got a little bored clicking one by one with those trees, and then I replaced them with cacti, I think is the plural, cactuses, cacti, and it cost a lot of money, at least 50 grand over the course of the last hour of my gameplay here. And I just did that for fun. There was really no reason. I just want to, with these scenarios that are kind of easy, I just kind of wanted to get a little bit of a challenge besides just playing it. I don't know. I know with my last time-lapse video, I did Sherwood Forest in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and I did nothing but junior roller coasters. It was a really easy scenario. I did it in like 20 minutes, but I just built like 5 junior coasters and no other rides, and just for the heck of it. And now I think right about now I'm building a food court here, and I accidentally put 2 pizza stalls right next to each other. Did I really do that and not notice that? Wow. But all right, here we go. Now I'm getting into the desert, because now you can see that I have like 32 grand that I started with. I have plenty of money, but you can see that my money's going away pretty quick. I don't know why I'm doing this, but why not, you know? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to maybe ramble off these last 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah, I didn't even use the whole park either. I only built rides in about 1/3 of the park, maybe almost half. With a lot of these scenarios, they just give you a lot of space. You really don't need to dive into the entirety of the park. Because I know I was hovering around 20,000 at this point, so I did build a few more rides towards the end of the video just to get that little boost of park value to make sure that I reach my goal. You know, I don't want to accidentally make it to 19,000 and then be like, oops. Building a wacky go-karts here. I hate that the default go-karts is 3 laps. I almost always go 1 lap unless I make it ridiculously tiny. Then I might make it 2 or 3. But I usually like to make my go-karts pretty long and then just do 1 lap. But I'm guessing it's probably smarter to do it the opposite, to build a shorter go-karts and then make it multiple laps. I've actually never tested that theory. Like, I never tested to see if... Does go-karts get a boost of excitement if you do more laps, even though it's the same thing again? Interesting. I never really thought about that. I'll have to look into that sometime, but or just test it out on the side. Yeah, and then I just kind of have a weird, wacky coaster area over here. I like to intertwine my coasters a lot, because, you know, having coasters weave with each other boosts the excitement rating for all of those coasters. I'm not sure how much of a difference it actually makes, but I don't know. It's kind of fun to mess around with weaving coasters like that. But yeah, I kind of go looping coaster heavy in this park, and a lot of them don't even have loops. But I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, and then finally I got a little bit more cash on me, so I just decided to go back to the sand, make it into a desert again. I guess it doesn't even feel like a desert because I don't get rid of the water, but I probably could have had enough money to get rid of the water, but it probably feels more tropical than anything, but I did get rid of most of the trees and then replace it with cactus, like I mentioned. And then I'm building a nice wooden coaster in this area. Yeah, I don't even know. I should probably get better with my strategies of layouts, because like I think I make my coasters pretty big. Which right now it doesn't really matter because these scenarios are pretty easy, but when it gets to the tiny scenarios or the tight on money scenarios, I'm gonna have to learn to make some very short coasters with high excitement to lure in those guests. But yeah, I beat my goal with like, I think it was around 30,000. I was well over it. I'm sure many people have done lots better than that. I'm sure there's a record out there of the highest park value in this park, but yeah, I only really build enough for me to make it. You know what I mean? I don't need to keep going at this point. But yeah, I'm just spending this last couple minutes just deleting trees one by one because there is no mass deleting scenery tool. Because again, that's an open. Well, I think they introduced that in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, but in the original Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, it wasn't a tool. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. Let me know what you guys think. I forget what the next scenario is, but I am going in order. So this is the 4th one for Roller Coaster Tycoon 1, I believe. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.